Hello everyone, this is Drew from Best of Us Investors. I'm sure that if you have been a subscriber of Best of Us Investors for some time, you know that we have a platinum service where we not only share Kerry's portfolio, but also share Mark's swing trading platform as well. Now Mark has been investing for over 40 years now and has worked as the director of operation for an online firm for around 10 years. I'm sure that if you have been a part of Best of Us Investors and especially are a part of our Discord community, you know who Mark is by now and also are aware on how much he helps the community with updates and insights regarding the market. I just wanted to share some feedbacks that we received from our Platinum members during Kerry's weekly Zoom calls and hope this can be a service that can help you build your asset as well.
I gotta say, I've been doing the same thing. I have certain ones that I watch every day. At 9:30, I go on there and I look, and if I see one of the ones that I'm watching does a gap down, I buy at the down. And It's been working great. Like last 2 weeks, I've made, well, probably close to 2,000.
Good for you, Kathy.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, good for you.
Kathy, how are you making out? I know you started a couple of months ago. How are you making out?
I'm doing great, learning every day and making some money when I can. And
that's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. Like today, the Patreon came out. So for me, in Canadian dollars, is $97. And just today alone, I made 400. So you know what? It's great.
Wow.
I'm glad to hear it. You know, that's what we're here for, is to help you guys learn how to do it. And I know you've asked me some questions before, Kathy, but other than that, you've been pretty much doing it on your own. So.
Well, no, I pay attention to what you say in all of your posts, and I keep a journal and I write down, the things I don't know so that I know next time. And it's just learning a little every day.
Kathy, how could we make it better?
Well, I think it's pretty darn good right now.
Okay.
Jeez, yeah. Like, it really is.
Okay.
I appreciate that, Kathy, because it does take a lot of time, and this is not what I do full time. So.
Yeah. No, like I listen very carefully to what Mark says every morning, and then I also go to the CNBC site that you quote. I look at that every morning, and I make sure I'm online for 9:30, and that's when I go through all the stocks and see if there's a gap down, and that's when I buy them.
Okay,
that's awesome.
I'd like to interject just a little bit, because Kathy and I were in similar cars a couple of months ago, and she's taken the car out for a drive, so that's fantastic. So Kathy, how much time did it take you to get up to speed to start making a little bit of money for yourself?
Well, basically, it's just learning the principles that Mark teaches, and he does a great job at explaining them. So you keep a journal, and, basically, I'm on there, I would say, probably about an hour a day, every day, and then also do some research on the internet if I don't understand a term, so that I'm not bothering Mark too much about what is this and what is that. And then,
you're fine, Kathy. But sometimes I don't get back to you right away just because I'm not in the office, and so when I get back, I try to answer everybody.
Yeah. So I think I'm far from being an expert, but I'm a lot further along than I was when I first started, and I'm making some money. And some days, like you say, Mark, you can't go in, or else you look and it's a gap up, and you're already thinking the price is too high, and some of the indexes.
That's hard to do, isn't it? Everyone wants to be in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you jump on every? I know Mark doesn't say that he's suggesting, but he's not suggesting, whatever it is. He's got a saying that he likes to have out there. Do you jump on everything that he says? Do you jump on every stock he suggests?
I look at every stock he suggests to see what I think of the stock, knowing what I know. But I definitely look at everyone that he suggests, yes.
And do you purchase everyone, or?
No, I don't. So sometimes.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's unpredictable, and you wait till the next morning at 9:30, and now all of a sudden there's a gap up, and you're like, well, I'm not going to buy it now because it's too expensive, right? So you have to use your judgment as well, and it depends on your risk tolerance too. So
the times that I really mess up, Kathy, are the times that I don't follow my guidelines, and I let my gut or my brain think about it. That's when I screw up.
Yeah, well, I've done that many times where, just like you say, you go into it, and then, like today, for example, I was up 200 on a stock, and I thought, oh, well, we're having a good day, and I didn't sell it, and I let it go, and now at close it was minus 100. So what I do, Kathy, is I'll split my lot if it's 100 and sell 50.
And then if that happens, I feel better.
Yeah, true.
And then if it goes up, I feel better too, because I've got 50 shares that went up.
So Kathy, when you're buying some stocks, are you buying them like 100 at a time or 1,000 at a time? What to get the kind of money that you're?
Yeah. So what I notice is that I like to buy stocks under $100 because, I'm not rich. So, yes, I do try to buy 100 if I can, but there's some stocks that I play with, like Netflix, and it's 300 and something a share, so I can't afford that. So I try to have my list of stocks that go up and down fairly, often, that are to my budget, that I can do 100 or more. Like there's one that I've made a lot of money on the last week and a half, and that's DNA. It's $1.70 something a share. And it fluctuates like crazy. So you can buy 3,000-4,000 shares. What I made my money on the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I try to buy the $14 to $16 ones and then buy them like 100 at a time. And then,
because when you get into the stocks that are like 100 or 200, how many can you buy? 10, 20? And really, you're not making that much versus if you buy 4,000 shares of something, right? You make more.
It depends too, though. I mean, if you get into let's say an Adobe or something, and you get 10 shares, like the other day, it went up $22.
Wow.
So 10 shares means a lot. Of course, if it goes down like it did, that means a lot too.
Yeah.
On the platinum charts and notes and things like that, it's easy to see for me when it's time to sell something or take it off of the list for the paper trading. For putting things on, as far as like buying a certain stock for the watch list, is that when we see the terminology, we're going to put this on the watch list, is that code for now's the time to buy it, or how do we know when it's time to buy it in the paper trade?
Kind of leave it up to the individual. What I try to do is go out every weekend and find the setups that are going to give us the best setups that meet requirements and the guidelines of my trading plan. And so if we put it on there, the majority of those guidelines, if not all, are set ups for the opportunity to get into that position. And then in the morning on the watch list, I try to provide a chart and then some verbiage on, what to watch for. If it's trading close to a moving average, that might be a support or resistance. If it's getting close to the resistance line, you may want to take some off. But I don't really tell anyone what to do, because that's not my purpose to tell you what to do, but to give you the system in place so that you can decide. Because one thing I always do is tell, don't get into markets right in the morning. In the first 30 minutes will kill you. So if you find a stock and, that I provide or anything, or you find that meet those requirements, I look for stocks. I think this week I put out a few where I call them horizon stocks that aren't ready yet, but they're getting ready to set up. And some of them did, like Campbell's Soup fell off the world, and so did GD, but you can see what happens. So, you've got room to run to the top, so there's no hurry to get in. But I like to see at least, one full candle close above the 9, which is above the 200, before I even consider getting in, because those things can pop that down really quick too. So, I'm looking at Lockheed Martin. I got stopped out of it yesterday because it dropped down below the 9, but it never did close below the 9. So you technically, to my rules, could have stayed into that stock, but I'm pretty risk adverse. And so if I get a profit, I'm going to take it, and I'll get back in if I want to. Sure. The big thing, and I tell everyone, the easiest thing to do is to buy stock. The hardest thing to do is to sell a stock, because you start getting up and all of a sudden you're an expert and it's going to go on forever, and then it starts coming down. You're like, well, I'll wait till it gets back up to where it was. I'll get out. Then it keeps going down. It's below your cost basis. You're like, all right, I'm going to wait till it gets to my cost basis. Before you know it, you're down 20% and you never get it back. So, if it gets 3-4% down, that's pretty risky for me. I try to get out. So I try to make hay on the upside, 4, 5, 8% on the upside. And anything that goes down, I try to get out before 2 or 3 and make that, as I try to say, swing trading for me is like singles and doubles. I'm not trying to hit a home run on any one of these. But if you can make a couple percent a day or 5% a week or whatever, for some weeks you don't do anything. Like December was horrible for swing trading. I think we had 1 or 2 trades. You got to be patient, and this isn't like for your entire portfolio. This is like for a percent of your portfolio. You want to keep, moving back and forth. And I would never put more than whatever your portfolio is for swing trading, 2 to 5% of the total into any one trade.
I think that kind of answered Ruben's question there on the chat there. He was asking about, perfect time to get out or whatever. It's like yesterday I saw that Haynes had dropped like 23 or 25%. So I said, okay, I'm going to buy 100 shares just for fun. And then today I was able to get out of it again and, still take the 5% and be happy with that, nice. Even though maybe it could have been higher. I don't know, but my goal as getting started in this is I'd like to try and get knowledgeable enough to where I could get like a couple $100 a month and then maybe save up to go to Branson with my wife or something like that. Start small, just do little things just for the fun of it.
Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you would be interested in more details and updates regarding swing trades and chart analysis every day, make sure you join our Platinum group and let's successfully invest and make it through this tough market together. Thank you.